Good day, kids. It's your old pal, Scott G. Davis, coming to you solo today. This is not an official episode of Long Tracks and Tall Tales because my compadre, Mr. Christopher Clark, is not here today. We're taking this week off in order to accommodate our busy schedules and multitude of other things and sort of collect ourselves for the next number of episodes. We've got 10 we've done already. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, go and check those out. There's a lot of good content there. A lot of us being goofballs and just generally, annoying the general populace. But we have some things coming up I wanted to chat with you about. First of all, a little bit of the news. It was revealed yesterday, and I don't have the details in front of me, that the mighty King Crimson is going into the studio to create another album. That should be Crimson. I mean, what can you say? So got that to look forward to, rather. Also want to give a shout out to our good friend Pete Pardo. Please keep him in your thoughts. If you have not contributed to Pete's GoFundMe, please go and do that now. I'll place a link in the comments. Pete is the man behind the mighty Sea of Tranquility, and he is having life-threatening medical issues right now and could use your support and your prayers and your thoughts. And if you can contribute a little money to his fight, please do so. Pete is a wonderful human being. And he's done an awful lot for an awful lot of people, a lot of people I know and care about. So please, if you can, go wander over to Sea of Tranquility, like and subscribe, and go find Pete's GoFundMe. Like I say, I will place that in the comments. You can link to that if they'll allow me. Sometimes they don't, but anyways. So what have we got coming up on the channel? We got tons of things. We've got a plan worked out, believe it or not, all evidence to the contrary. We're continuing our discussion of live Rush albums in order. We have a discussion of Rush in Rio coming up. That's going to be fun. Other topics on the horizon: Frost, King's X. We're going to talk about Yes, Steely Dan. We're going to do a discussion of extreme metal. We're going to do a series that we call Teaching Moments, where one or the other of us does their best to educate the other, and not just the other, but the general population, on a certain artist. The first one we're going to do is The Tangent. The Tangent is an awesome band, put out an innumerable number of albums, and yet I know virtually nothing of The Tangent. I know enough to know that I like them. But I haven't really delved into it. The head guy over there at The Tangent is Andy Tillison, who is, by all accounts, a mad genius. And our good friend, Mr. Christopher Clark, happens to be the leading authority on The Tangent. So we are going to have an episode where Chris is going to educate me, a teaching moment. He's going to educate me on all the wonderful things in the world of The Tangent. And hopefully you will learn something as well. We're going to do that. We have plans to do that with a couple of guests, hopefully, on the horizon, to possibly educate both of us. We're kind of trying to get things, rolling and established, and find a good texture for the show in general before we start inviting others to the party. But that is part of the plan. Some other topics we got up: music with a message. Does it make it better? Does it make it worse? That's a topic we're going to be discussing. Prog is a slow, old form trying to compete in a fast, modern world. And that's why some of us love it. That's another topic we're going to cover on a future episode. Another idea that we've got that we're going to be capitalizing is an episode we call Ticket to Ride. It's going to be a series of episodes where each of us delves into our huge, moldering shoebox of ticket stubs, in my case dating back to the mid-70s, and we're going to grab them out of the box and show them off, and tell the story behind that ticket stub. Every ticket stub has a story. That's why I sort of lament the demise of the hard ticket, where everybody's using their smartphones now, which is, that's progress, I guess. But I miss the hard tickets. I recently bought, here's some other news, a news item to talk about. The Mighty Musical Box is mounting a huge U.S. tour where they will be recreating the Genesis tour of the late 70s, 78-ish. That was called the Mirrors Tour, where they had these huge mirrors mounted on gimbals that would allow them to rotate and move, and they could bounce beams off of them. And they had lasers at that time, and it was very expensive and very hard to do. But the Mighty Musical Box is finally coming to my area, and they are presenting that tour. They're calling it And Then There Was Phil. And it's one of my very favorite eras of Genesis. I love all eras of Genesis, but this one in particular is a favorite, and I'm very excited. We just got our tickets this week, so that's coming up outside of that. Outside the world of long tracks and tall tales, well, we're kind of going down that rabbit hole. Chris and I, working on the new Myth of Logic album. We're still promoting the last one, The Memory of After, which we're quite proud of. If you would like to go and check that out, you can now pick it up. Ken Golden is back in stock over at Laser CD. Please go seek it out over there. Ken is also carrying the previous album, Light at the End, which was the final chapter in the Here and There trilogy. He has that in stock. Also, our good friends Sven and Rita over at Bandwagon USA, they have the entire catalog in stock and ready to ship. So go over there and wander around. You can find some stuff over at Bandwagon that you cannot find elsewhere. So have a look around. There's a ton of great stuff over there. They're wonderful people. They ship fast. Their prices are great. So Laser CD, Bandwagon USA, go check those out for the Myth of Logic physical media. Also, you can get it all on Bandcamp. If you want the signed CDs, you'll get those at Bandcamp, the Myth of Logic Bandcamp, and also there's some exclusive downloads there. But that's the past, and Chris and I are hard at work on the next Myth of Logic record. It's going to be called A Misplaced Manifesto. And it's not a concept album as the previous 4 albums have been. And if you take the first 3 as a total, that was, one trilogy, one story. And then the 4th album was, of course, The Memory of After, a concept all by itself. Now we're doing it's a thematic album, is A Misplaced Manifesto. Not a concept album as such, but it does have a theme to it, and I'm not going to reveal all of the details quite yet, but that's the title. And writing at this stage, as far as I'm concerned, today on this date, which is May the 20th of 2026, on this day the writing is completed. I'm happy with it. It has a shape, it has a form. I'm still working on lyrics, and once lyrics are finished and we have rough vocals in place, Chris will unleash himself on the drum parts. And after the drums are finished, I'll go after guitars and violin. Our good friend Chris Barbosa is returning. Guitars, I'm hoping to get Jerry Outlaw involved. He's quite busy. So hopefully that's going to happen. I've spoken with Mr. David Pate. I think I would like for David to play some flute this time. David is a very gifted flautist, but we're going to chat about that, he and I. So everybody's coming back. Our good friend Louis Alexi has been involved in the pre-production, but he will not be playing the final tracks. That is now Chris Clark's job. So Christopher, as we call him. So that kind of brings everyone up to date with what we have planned, what we've done, and what we're going to be doing in the very near future. Not entirely sure what next week's episode is going to be yet. but it's going to be one of the things I discussed earlier. Probably either the tangent or the continuation of the Rush Live album series. And again, please go back and check our earlier episodes out if you haven't seen them. There's a lot of fun stuff in there, a lot of misbehavior, a lot of, in the case of the Stream Evil episode, which we did last, that's probably the most negative episode we've done. There's some angst there, I think, from me in particular, and also some from Chris on, some of the downside, the dark side of the music streaming thing. So anyway, that I think brings us up to date, and gives you an idea of what we've done, where we're going, and what we've got planned for the very near future. If you are curious about anything at Myth of Logic, please seek us out. We're all over the internet. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We have our own website over at WordPress, Bandcamp, Bandwagon USA, and of course Laser CD. All our products are available out there anywhere you want to see or stream them, but sometime in the next few weeks it will not be available on Spotify. Thank you very much. Not to end on a down note, but there it is. It's taken me a while to make that decision, but we're pulling it. So anyway, please have yourselves a good day. Join us next week. Wednesday at 6 p.m. is when we typically post new episodes. And feel free to stream the old episodes if you like. We're having a great time at it. I hope you're enjoying it. It just sort of is another dimension to Myth of Logic. A final word of warning. These weeks off are going to start to be more frequent coming into next year as we approach the release of the new album. I'd like to put it out in June of 27. So we'll see if that comes about. That's the goal. But as we get more embroiled in that, there's going to be a little less time for like long tracks and tall tales. But fear not, we do have a plan. So anyway, until we're together again, be good to one another.